What is the most overrated product you've purchased? Sears Best Canister Vacuum Cleaner. It was expensive, but lasted a few days over 1 year and quit, with only light household use. Sears wouldn't stand behind it. The cost of parts and repair was greater than the cost of the vacuum cleaner. No wonder Sears is in trouble. A few years before my grandma passed away, she bought a fridge from Sears. It died before the warranty was up. Their repairman said it would cost more to fix it than replace it. My grandma called Sears to set up a delivery time for the new fridge. The man accused my grandmother of trying to get free fridge. He made a widow in her 80s cry. We tried to help, but Sears blocked every number we called from. Eventually her kids bought her fridge from someplace else. This was years ago, but I still won't buy anything from Sears. I bought an unbreakable handle axe at Home Depot that used revolutionary new technology, and it broke on the third swing. Replaced it with a hickory handle axe which I still use 22 years later. In my experience, anything marketed as unbreakable is guaranteed to fall apart very quickly. I once bought something marketed as an unbreakable can opener. It is the only can opener I have ever known to break. Maybe it wasn't an unbreakable can opener, but was an unbreakable can opener and you accidentally used it on a breakable can. A garden hose that was unkinkable. I paid extra for the guaranteed kink-free feature. It kinked up like a motherfucker. That's what you get for kink shaming. Kink shaming is my kink. Reddit Premium. Yeah, you don't even get an ad-free experience from it. I see covered advertisements on popular subs all the time. Edit, y'all don't seem to get it. It's not things that can be blocked by using shit like a Parlo or Oblicogin. It's ads posted by regular Reddit accounts disguised as regular posts. Visit r/Hail Corporate for more. Gotta keep those servers on somehow s 14.89 days of server time paid for. Most of my academic books. All the PDFs are available online. Cough cough. Libgen.rs. Cough cough. I think the new one is .fun now. This random internet dude Mr. Frosty Bud saving my psychology degree. Wielandank. I bought the slap chop, pure garbage. It literally exploded upon use as directed. No flames or anything, but all the parts came apart and went flying. You mean Vince Offer lied to US? I can hardly believe it. He seemed so trustworthy. Did he lie about ShamWow too? Yes. My ShamWow I use to clean oil off stuff now. But my sticky still works for cat fur. Victoria's Secret panties. And the quality has gone downhill immensely. I still have some of this from years ago when the quality was so high. The elastic never broke down, the fabric wasn't flimsy, they didn't ride up or sag. And then they started making lousy underwear that falls apart in the washing machine. If they could just go back to making quality cotton bikinis again I would come back as a customer. But I don't see it happening. I've had at least 2 pairs of new VS panties that fell apart while I was wearing them. Anyone remember those sticky cup strapless backless bras? The ads were all over Facebook and Instagram for a while. I eventually gave in and bought one. The whole point of them in the ads was like pull the string in the middle to give yourself instant mega cleavage and you can wear it under strapless/backless clothes. Unfortunately, pulling your boobs together into ultra mega cleavage just means it makes the volume of your boobs flatter to pull them closer together, and since all it had was skin to stick to and nothing but stickiness to hold it up, it was not very supportive. It was sticky enough for one proper use, but even still, the edges peeled away from my skin pretty quickly. There is a little cutout in the middle that's not sticky. That's where the nipple is meant to go. My nipples did not naturally or comfortably line up with those holes, so I had this incredibly sticky bra suction cup to mite it, and had to nearly rip my nipple off to get the bra off of me. After that, it is impossible to wash and store anywhere. The sticky surface becomes slick when wet, but goes back to sticky when it gets dry, but never as sticky as the first time. It has to air dry, because towel fibers will get stuck on it, and it wouldn't survive a trip through the washer and dryer. It cannot be stored in a drawer or touching any material, because fibers will get stuck on it, and it cannot be stored face up with nothing covering it, because dust will get stuck on it, thereby rendering it unsticky, until you wash it again, and air dry it again, and store it wrong again, rinse and repeat, until you throw it in the garbage. I bought one of those oversized gag lighters thinking the flame was going to be proportionally big. It wasn't. I'm 6'5". There's a similar disappointing situation I have with girls. Brother is 6 minutes and 10 seconds. His favorite line when someone inevitably mentions his dog size is actually it's just normal size, but I'm so tall that it looks small. Raycon earbuds. The left one has become noticeably quieter than the right one after roughly 8 months of use. They really aren't that much cheaper, they aren't great sound quality, just average overall, and they didn't last. I hated seeing all the paid ads by YouTubers for them, because I knew straight away as they were saying how amazing they are, that they would throw them in the dumpster and be back wearing their AirPods as soon as they're done filming that junk. I'm pretty sure someone exposed where Raycon buys their earbuds off Alibaba, basically China's bulk Amazon, for $30-ish. Same exact earbuds, just missing the logo. Believe it or not, this happens in almost every industry. There are car audio shops that buy decent sounding speakers off of Alibaba for $85, have their logos put on them, and hype them up in their storefront, and sell them for like $600. Companies even do it with car parts. Overly expensive paint brushes from hobby companies designed to specifically paint equally expensive plastic models/miniatures. You're better off buying brushes from an art store or getting some of the top brands like Artis Opus or Winsor & Newton Series 7. Duck GW brushes. Sea monkeys. When I was little, I ordered some from the back of a comic book. I thought they would look like the picture, a nuclear family who would interact and talk to me. Unfortunately, they were turned out to be very non-sentient brine shrimp. It was very anticlimactic. Yes, that was my first lesson in marketing. Still gotta get me some of those X-ray specs. Coach handbag. The strap broke after a few months and Coach refused to fix it after I brought it back and the receipt to the store where I had purchased it. I bought an inexpensive replacement strap that lasted longer. After less than a year, there was evident wear at the seams. I have not purchased anything from Coach again. Coach has absolutely degraded its own brand. Not what it once was. That's too bad. My mom had a Coach handbag that must have been at least 30 years old. One of the connectors in the strap finally let go, and they sent a new perfectly matching part it with no questions asked. I bought my Coach just before Logomania hit. It is leather and timeless and perfect, and the only handbag I've used for 20+ years. The zeros were all about branding, sacrificing quality for quantity and lower price point items accessible to the aspirational. Sadly, it fed right into fast fashion, planned obsolescence, and disposable consumer culture. A fushigi ball / The marketing for that was genius though. Contact juggling is a skill, but the ball has almost nothing to do with it. The ball just looks uniform on all parts, so you can't tell when it's rotating or rolling. It's like showing someone a performance of an expert card cheat and telling them that, by buying the deck of cards, you too can do what it does. Technically not wrong, they just didn't tell you how much practice goes into it. A waterbed. It was unsettling. Are those still around? My parents got one during the craze in the 80s. When I was like 10 I needed a new bed and I begged them to get a waterbed. It was actually cheaper than traditional box springs plus headboard and shit. So I had a waterbed from like 15 years old. I can't remember why I got rid of it, but it was still in good shape. They don't really work well for anything other than sleeping. I used to sit on the edge to play video games, and ducking sucked. But I really liked sleeping on a waterbed. You could make it like 90 degrees in the middle of winter and sleep with the windows open. In hindsight, the electric bill may have played some small part in getting rid of it. I had one too growing up. Totally agree, sitting on the edge, playing video games was uncomfortable as duck. Beats by Dre. I just don't understand how they're worth the money. Try Beats by Dave. They are the same product, but Dave, while he is a pretty decent guy, he is not famous enough to attract a premium on his product endorsements. My disappointment that this isn't true is profound. Arcade. I remember it being marketed as sandbox MMO with realistic player-driven economy. There was a pack that let you into alpha, a pack that let you into beta, and a pack that let you into few days of early access. All of the packs contained nothing but some cosmetic items irrelevant to the economy. The alpha was good. The beta was good. But with the final release, they fired up the cash store with such extreme pay to win. To be fair, PTW does strike me as a realistic player-driven economy. They just neglected to say it would be the IRL economy. A guxy bag. $3,000 later, my life was exactly the same, but now I had to worry about being a target for getting robbed. Cloth diapers. My god, some of these parents have to stop raving about how amazing cloth diapers are. They are at best an okay alternative to disposable diapers. Things I was told about cloth diapers: less blowouts, less rashes, better for the environment, cheaper. Most of these just depend on your child. And honestly, I found most of these false. Things they don't tell you. Your house will smell like shit. You will constantly be doing laundry. When you're out of the house, you'll be carrying around a dirty diaper. If the baby hates being wet, you'll constantly be changing them. Daycares don't take them. Babysitters hate them. Diaper changes take way longer. More power to any parent who uses. Like seriously, God bless you. But they have some major downsides, and I'll happily take Pampers over cloth. So I live in the UK, and Gatorade isn't really much of a thing here. It was even less of a thing a few years ago. We do have a very similar looking drink called Powerade. The only shop I knew that sold Gatorade at the time of this story was a big Tesco, and it was like 3 times the price of Powerade, solely because it's Gatorade and it's from the States. I casually say to my mates one day, man, I wanna try Gatorade, but it's so expensive, and they're all like, OMG, you haven't tried Gatorade? Mate, it is so sick, you gotta try it at least once. This got me hyped, so I thought, duck it, I'll treat myself. I buy it and take a swig. This shit is exactly the same as Powerade. I just paid like £3.50 for essentially a Powerade I cold got for £1. I confronted my mates about it, and they were just like, well, it is a little different. Bitch, that is not how you described it to me the other day. I still think about that ducking Gatorade, and this was like 4/5 years ago. I bought a platform bed on the recommendation of the Wirecutter. They had this whole big spiel about how they test shit. This is the best affordable option, blah blah blah. I had to return the first one I bought because it came scratched up. The second one is just a plain, cheap platform bed. I don't think there's anything about it different from what I could have gotten from just hunting down the cheapest version of the product. Edit, spiel, you pedants, 3U. Wirecutter went straight to crap around the time they became a knit publication. Now the majority of their recommendations seem to be the what's the most expensive option with an affiliate link. One of their recent lists of backquote gifts for a college grad included a $200 wooden bowl. PR Endpoint Hub Premium. I'm not joking. PR Endpoint Hub Premium. WTF, just Google big booby like 50 billion results. Sometimes you wonder if the premium boobs are that much better. They aren't. Shape weight. But on the plus side, your jerking off abilities went up tenfold. Tough to increase 10x when you're already a pro. I'm guessing 1.5 fold. The nurse at the fertility clinic asked me if I was ready to masturbate in the cup. I told her I'm good, but I don't think I'm ready to compete. My pillow. It's the worst pillow I've ever used. It is a cotton bag of these foam Tetris type blocks. There are 3 levels of firmness, based on how many blocks the pillow has. I ordered the firmest level and the pillow was like 1/3 full. It was a totally useless pillow. The return process requires an RMA, and they take 20% or something for restocking. So obviously that's their business plan. Sell a cheap overpriced product, heavy advertising, make it hard to return, so most people don't bother, and charge a restocking fee, even if they do return it. I knew as soon as I saw the commercial that it was total horseshit. They show someone fluffing up the pillow and then say that it'll just keep that shape. Like how? Ducking magic. How does the pillow tell the difference between my hand squishing it and my head rolling around when I'm asleep? Is my pillow-chan watching over me as I sleep? Earwax candles. After laying on the floor like an idiot with a flaming burning candle in my ear, I took a minute to actually think about the process. Fool's gold. Best thing you can do is get one of those ear wash things that use a spray bottle. Gross as hell, but they sure get everything out. Some people use a plastic syringe, but I haven't tried that, so I can't say much about that method. Edit. Make sure to get a bowl of some sort to catch the water and stuff that comes out, plus a towel for your shoulder. Add a little hydrogen peroxide and make sure the water is warm. This might take a while, BTW. I used to do this for people as a medical assistant, so I'm not sure how to do this on your own. Also, try out the suggestions everyone else had. I hadn't heard about a lot of them. Best thing you can do is get one of those ear wash things that use a spray bottle. Gross as hell, but they sure get everything out. Some people use a plastic syringe, but I haven't tried that, so I can't say much about that method. Edit. Make sure to get a bowl of some sort to catch the water and stuff that comes out, plus a towel for your shoulder. Add a little hydrogen peroxide and make sure the water is warm. This might take a while, BTW. I used to do this for people as a medical assistant, so I'm not sure how to do this on your own. Also, try out the suggestions everyone else had. I hadn't heard about a lot of them. Did you enjoy this video? If yes, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more.